This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Missy Kohler. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. This segment of the news is brought to you by Silver State Health, bringing quality medical and psychiatric care to Pahrump. Call 775-505-1214 for an appointment.
Well, thank you for joining us here at KPVM-TV and Ace Country Radio's News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Missy Kohler, and today is Friday, November 20th.
Well, one of the most followed cases here in Pahrump for the past few years has been the murder of 3-year-old Yesenia Camp. Cole Ingleson was arrested for the murder of his former girlfriend's daughter on July 15th of 2017 and was recently tried and found guilty. Ingleson will be sentenced on February 1st of next year and could receive a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. News 25 spoke with District Attorney Chris Arabia about the trial. We want to warn you that some of the details that DA Arabia tells us are graphic in nature.
Well, I'm very delighted to say that the jury found him, Mr. Ingleson, guilty of first-degree murder. They deliberated for about 2 hours. This was a big deal. This was a 3-year-old girl who was beaten so badly from head to toe, and I felt that it was such a bad crime and kind of diminished our entire community that could even happen here. That as the elected DA that I should be involved. And so I prosecuted the case together with my chief deputy, and we put on 33 witnesses, hundreds of exhibits, and I'm very proud to say that we got the best resolution that was available, which was the first-degree murder conviction. And I was able to speak to the victims, one of her relatives yesterday, and they are all greatly relieved. You can kind of see the difference. They have a little bit of closure now, and so I'm very pleased with the performance of everyone on the team, myself included, and to get some justice for that little girl. I can't imagine what her family must feel like. It was devastating to us, and we never met her. I felt that, to reflect the values of this community, we weren't going to let this one go. And we were going to go after a fitting punishment, and that's what we've done. And again, I'm just very proud of everyone on my team. And I would like to say as well that the first responders, they had an impossible task, but they really went beyond. So did the ER people. The ER doctor testified at the trial. This was so bad, there were nurses crying, and it was just really, tough, but they did a great job. And I'm proud of them as well. Back in December of 2018, which was the month before I took office, he had reached a deal where he would plead to second-degree murder, and that would have involved presumably a shorter sentence and parole eligibility. When he would have gotten out, not sure. Maybe he never gets out, but it would have certainly been an option. For whatever reason, he declined to follow through on that deal, and we went to trial. And I'm not sure that that's a deal I would have made if I had been in that position when it was done. But in hindsight, it was tough to pull it off, but we did, and so I'm very happy because I think first-degree murder is the only thing that even comes close to describing what went on here. And I should point out that in Nevada, it's first-degree murder if you commit a murder during the course of the commission of child abuse. So all we had to prove was that he killed her while he was committing child abuse. We didn't have to prove premeditation or deliberation or anything else. And I think that's a good thing to have in the law. And so that's what we did. The main thing was she had a skull fracture, the occipital bone, which is in the back of the skull. It's actually the hardest bone in the head. And the fact that it was fractured speaks volumes because a child's bones are not as brittle. They get brittle as you get older, obviously, and so they're actually harder to break when someone is that age. There were hemorrhages in the scalp and the skull. There were contusions and abrasions all over her face, bruises too. And basically it was enough that the medical examiner had to discuss them in terms of regions. The brain expert testified that there were multiple blunt force traumas to the head that were severe enough that she couldn't tell which one had ultimately been fatal. The hemorrhaging in her eyes, the eye expert testified that for those to have been accidental, it would have been something like if she had fallen out of a 6-story window all the way to the ground. And then bruising all over her body. There were some circular bruises. There were all kinds of bruises everywhere. Torso, legs, the whole thing. It was just horrible. It was the worst thing that I've ever seen. And we had the ER doctor, when he testified, said that the ER nurses were crying when they were treating her. You know, the world is not always a pretty place, and this was about as ugly as it could possibly get. I got nothing else to say about Cole Engelson. I think the jury spoke for all of them.
Nevada Highway Patrol responded to an accident on Monday, November 16th that resulted in one patient being transferred via Mercy Air.
The wrong-way crash on US 95 and mile marker 90 in Nye County resulted in one death. At approximately 6:44 p.m. on November 16th, a black Nissan Murano was traveling southbound in the northbound lane. At the same time, a white 2020 Freightliner tractor pulling a trailer was traveling northbound directly in front of the Nissan. The front of the Nissan struck the front of the Freightliner, causing the Nissan to be redirected into the shoulder west of US 95, where it overturned. The driver of the Nissan was transported by Mercy Air to Desert View Hospital in Pahrump, where he succumbed to his injuries. The driver of the Nissan Murano has been identified as 36-year-old James Peter Adams of Reno, Nevada. The accident remains under investigation. This marks the Nevada Highway Patrol Southern Command's 54th crash, resulting in 60 fatalities for 2020.
More News 25 coming up right after the break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest-reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Southwest Medical, part of Optum Care, now offering same-day adult health care appointments. Call 775-727-6400 today.
Welcome back. Well, nearly 12 million Americans could lose their unemployment benefits the day after Christmas. A wrongful death lawsuit filed against Tyson and General Motors speeds up production of some vehicles.
Topping our news, time is running out for Congress to take action on a new round of stimulus. According to the Century Foundation, nearly 12 million Americans who are out of work could lose their unemployment benefits the day after Christmas. Federal eviction relief and student loan protection, also under the CARES Act, would end. Recently, 742,000 more Americans applied for unemployment checks. Stunning news from the wrongful death lawsuit filed against Tyson. The lawsuit alleges in March a manager at the Tyson Foods plant in Waterloo, Iowa, organized a group bet on how many meatpacking employees would contract COVID-19. Tyson shut down its pork processing plant on April 22nd. The company has denied many allegations. General Motors is accelerating its production of electric and autonomous vehicles. The automaker plans to now spend $27 billion as it releases 30 new electric vehicles worldwide.
68-year-old Timothy Bogan is an endangered missing adult. The Nye County Sheriff's Office says that he is 5 foot 5 inches tall and weighs 130 pounds. Deputies and Search and Rescue are trying to locate Mr. Bogan and are asking for the public's help with any information in finding him. He was last seen Thursday morning around 10 a.m. in the area of Fort Carson Lane, north of Pahrump. Mr. Bogan was last seen wearing blue jeans, white shoes, and a dark blue flannel long-sleeve shirt. Anyone who has seen him or has information as to his whereabouts, please call the Nye County Sheriff's Office at 775-751-7000.
Well, the Nye County Sheriff's offices are still investigating a robbery that took place at Red Apple Fireworks here in Pahrump on Wednesday night. The male entered the store, allegedly stole items, and physically fought staff in order to escape the reportedly stolen merchandise. Deputies did make an arrest this afternoon of the suspect. No further details are known at this time. A press release will be forthcoming. The Sheriff's Office wanted to thank the public for their help with this case.
We'll have more news after the break.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by Canyon Ridge Periodontics. Give them a call at 702-966-0302.
Thanks for staying with us. There's been another COVID-related death overnight here in Pahrump and 32 new cases in town, as well as one in Amargosa and one in Beatty. Overall, there has been 1,122 confirmed cases of COVID-19 positives countywide since the first reported case in March. Reminder that the antibody positives do not count in the county's overall total. Serenity Health is providing testing, drive-up COVID-19 testing for Nye County and surrounding communities. Testing in Pahrump is now Monday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Wednesday and Friday 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and that's at 2280 East Calvada.
Well, there's an orange and white kitty at Desert Haven Animal Society that would love to make you his forever home. John Kohler introduces us to Chubby.
Today's Save a Pet is proudly sponsored by Jason Ernest with Mountain West Lawyers. Call 775-727-9500.
Hi, it's John Kohler from KPVM Channel 25. We're here at Desert Haven Animal Society on Seary Lane, just off of Basin behind the Nye County Courthouse. This is my buddy Chubby. Chubby is a good baby. He's orange and white. He's about a year and a half old. He was an owner surrender, but just a sweetheart. Look at him. He's got beautiful gold eyes and just a fun kitty to like sit and hold. Pet. I don't even like cats. This one I like this cat. Okay, this is great. Hey, Chubby, and he's got a couple friends here in the cat room at Desert Haven Animal Society. They could use your help. They could use a forever home. Why don't you come on by and make an appointment, 751-7020, or check them out on Facebook, Desert Haven Animal Society.
It's always a good idea to do what you can to stay healthy during cold and flu season, especially in the midst of a pandemic. Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Donald Ford says adopting a healthy lifestyle is a natural way to boost your immune system.
The most important thing is to maintain your own health as much as you can. And whether you've got medical conditions that need treatment, make sure that you're taking your medicines as prescribed by your doctor. Make sure that you're eating well. Make sure, above all, that you're getting plenty of rest.
Dr. Ford says good sleep habits will benefit your immune system. People who don't get enough sleep are often more likely to get sick. He says adults should get 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Reducing stress can help boost your immunity as well, because stress weakens the immune system. And if you're wondering about vitamins and supplements, the jury is still out. According to Dr. Ford, there aren't any great scientific studies that demonstrate a benefit when it comes to vitamins and immunity. But healthy nutrition is a different story.
What we put into our bodies is essential for good health. And living well, eating things that are rich in vitamins and minerals is really critical to good health in the long run.
Dr. Ford reminds us that it's best to prevent illness in the first place so your body doesn't ever need to fight it off. Washing your hands is always important, and with COVID-19 in the mix, wearing a mask over your nose and mouth and social distancing is critical.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hi, it's John Kohler on location here from KPVM Channel 25 News. We're at Smoke Shop Express right next to Albertsons on Highway 160. Man, what a great store if you are looking for some adult gifts. Christmas is coming. There's gift exchanges. There's people you care about, people that are adults. What do you get them? You got to go to an adult store. Here's one for you. Hey, why don't you come on, check it out, and we'll check out the weather and tell you all about all the things coming up this weekend when we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. It's Joe Biden's birthday today. Did you know? Did you get him anything? I didn't even know where it was registered. I didn't think it would be kosher. I just didn't do it. Oh, well. Hey, up in Fernley, they were celebrating the birthday, though. Woohoo! 48 degrees for a high today. 21 for a low. Out in Fallon, you got up to 49 degrees. And 19 will be your low as we head towards morning. Carson City, you're at 48 degrees for a high today. Well, you're not doing... Somebody left the fridge open in Carson City. 20 degrees for a low tonight. Tonopah, 52 was your high mark. 24 will be your low as you head towards morning. Goldfield, you're all the way up to 63. Hey, very nice as we head south. 25 for a low. Yeah, it's a little bit frosty towards morning. Time for an extra blanket, maybe an extra cup of coffee in the morning. Beatty, you saw 66 degrees, 40 degrees for a low. Will be tonight. Amargosa all the way up to 70 degrees and 44 for a low. Out in Las Vegas, 70 degrees is all you hit. 50 for a low. It's all right, I guess. That's okay. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. 78 degrees out in Death Valley, 54 for a low. Tonight here in Pahrump, well, gosh, it's wonderful weather. 65 degrees currently. Got all the way up to 68 majestic degrees. The wind came at us from the west-northwest to 6 miles per hour. Was a little bit of humidity. We did see some cloud cover. No rain. No rain. What are you going to do? Sunrise this morning at 6:26 a.m. and it's about an hour ago at 4:32. Yes, 4:32 p.m. We'll sneak down all the way to a low tonight of 45 degrees. Gets a little crisp in the morning, don't you know? Went out for a walk, felt good. Wind was not a factor out of the east-northeast, just to 3 miles per hour, and the humidity will stay about 29%. So we will be getting some cloud cover as we head towards the weekend. Let's check this out. Yeah, a little bit of cloud cover on Saturday. Wind's not too shabby. It'll be about 72, 70 degrees here in Pahrump for the weekend, and then it'll sneak down just a little bit as we head into the week. 68 degrees, 63, and all the way down to 57 by next Friday. So it'll be a little bit chilly next Friday. Might be a good weekend for a fire out in the yard or something. That'd be kind of fun. 46 is going to be our low come Saturday, and those lows will degrade all the way down to basically freezing temperatures as we head into this next week. It's going to get a little bit like winter. So close to Thanksgiving. What'd you expect? I don't know. That's your report. Back to the desk. It's Missy and Deanna.
Thanks, John. In case you heard me cracking up there at the stable pit, it's because Ellie was down on the floor saying howdy and wanted to be picked up. Well, we want to say good night. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm Deanna.
I'm Missy Kohler. Stay safe.
And this is Ellie. Good night.